California's Gold is produced in association with KCET Los Angeles and is seen statewide on California Public Television. This series is endorsed by the California Teachers Association, the California School Boards Association, and the California Library Association.
I found my love in Avalon beside the bay.
It's one of the most beautiful places in the world, and it's right off our coast, about 26 miles to be exact. Catalina Island has been capturing our imagination and our hearts for years. And the town of Avalon, nestled right on the little bay there, well, of course, it's a jewel. A jewel that's dominated by a beautiful big building. A building that's been the heart and the soul of this island since it was built back in 1929. A building that is very much a part of California's gold. Okay, here we go. Our Catalina adventure begins. We're standing right here in the middle of downtown Avalon, right on the beach, looking out across the water with all these boats in the foreground. We're looking at what has to be the most iconic building anywhere on Catalina Island. Did I use the right word, Stacy? Iconic?
You did. I think you took the words right out of my mouth.
All right. Now, when I think of iconic, I know what I'm thinking of. What are you thinking of in relationship to iconic and that building right over there?
Well, it's certainly the most recognizable building for the island, absolutely. You see a picture of it, you know exactly where you are. And it's been the gathering place for visitors and residents for 80 years.
Yeah, 1929.
That's right, yes.
Now, what is the official name of that building?
The casino building.
That's it.
That's it.
The casino
Yeah.
building. But what's interesting about the casino building, when I think of the word casino, I'm thinking of gambling. There's never been any gambling, or at least not any gambling that we know of, inside that building.
Exactly, and sometimes it disappoints a few people when they don't realize that. But you know, back in the 20s, casino didn't have the Vegas gambling connotation that it does today.
What was a casino?
It meant entertainment and gathering place. It's actually from the Italian language. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't know till we had a conversation just a minute ago that this isn't the first casino on that spot on Catalina Island.
That's right. When Wrigley bought the island in 1919, by 1920 he was already in entertainment mode and visitor mode, and he constructed the Sugarloaf Casino, which was the first one. It was a lot shorter, smaller, octagonal, and had a great big dance floor.
But Catalina Island and all of its visitors quickly outgrew that first casino, so this was built in 1929.
Right.
Do you think when they built it, they had any idea how grand it would be, not just architecturally, but in the history and the lore and the whole sense of place that it has become here on Catalina Island?
You know, maybe not entirely, but on the other hand, it was no expense spared when they designed and constructed this. So I think they meant to make quite a statement by creating this building.
Well, they have made quite a statement. It's impossible to come to Catalina Island and not see the casino.
Exactly.
It's one thing to see it from this vantage point, and that's the way millions of people see it every year. But we're getting ready to see the old casino in another way, a more up close and personal way. And that's where we're heading right now, over to the casino for a behind the scenes tour of the place. Okay, we've come over close to the casino. We're right up underneath it, and boy, looking up at it, it is absolutely beautiful architecturally, Stacy. But I gotta tell you, this is kind of an interesting way to approach the casino, through a group of scuba divers here. There's always something going on Catalina Island. But you brought me over here to meet this lady right over here, right?
That's right. This is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Neil. Nice to meet you.
All right, now I'm a little, how do I say it? I've never seen the casino from the backside before.
It's pretty huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge, but
I'm very compelling building.
I'm used to going in the front door. Now, what is this tour?
We're going to go in the back door and see rooms that only the people that entertained in this building ever got to see.
So
they're secret.
This is kind of a secret, behind-the-scenes tour of places that people have never seen in the casino before.
With all this building, there's really only 2 floors that the public sees. So we're going to go into all the different little rooms in between.
Boy, I got to tell you though, looking up at it like this,
Isn't it beautiful?
you really see how big and how magnificent and what a statement it makes.
Truly.
You can feel the power of the place.
Coming in, approaching Avalon, and you see that building, your heart just stops.
Yeah. Well, the heart stops looking at the outside. I don't know what's going to happen going through this door. Come on, Stacy. We're all going to go in here together. We're going in the back door of the casino to start our secret tour. Places people have never seen before. Please do not enter. Movie in progress. Here we go. We're unlocking unlocking the door and we're heading in. I hear music and where are we?
We are backstage of the Avalon Theater.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Isn't it amazing?
This looks like, look over here, this looks like it hasn't changed.
It has not. Stacy mentioned that casino meant a place of entertainment, and this stage was actually built for both live entertainment and sound movies.
But wait a minute, let's talk about this. Does all of this still work?
It does still work. We actually are on computer now, and we have an alternate system, but everything does work.
Wow, this was built the old-fashioned way.
It was built to last.
All right, but let's leave backstage. I assume that's what this is called right here, backstage. And head out onto the stage.
Beautiful theater.
Oh, look.
And you're standing on a stage that a lot of famous people stood on.
Now, was this built as a movie theater or as a theatrical stage or both?
Actually, both. Mr. Wrigley did want the latest technology, so this was actually designed in the first theater to be designed for sound movies. But nobody was sure sound movies were going to stay around, so that's why we have the fabulous organ, and acoustically we have beautiful acoustics in here.
And this is a big theater.
It is.
Too.
Yeah, over 1,100 seats. The first live theater production that was on the stage starred Robert Mitchum, and it was a Theater Guild play that was called The General Approach, and that was in the 1940s.
Now, in the early days, was this one of the first sound movies?
It was the first.
The first?
The first, as far as most movie theaters converted to sound. They were already in existence.
For sound.
This was built specifically for it.
And has it always looked like this with these, are these murals on
These
the
are
side?
murals, and they are original to the building. John Gabriel Beckman, who was a set designer in Hollywood, had done Grauman's Chinese theater. He designed these murals, and then they were executed by different artists. His job was just to keep the flow and color of them. They go from right to left. They don't depict any particular story, but they do kind of evoke the essence of early California.
This early on became probably the center of life on the island.
Oh,
this was a big deal.
It was, and it wasn't just island life. I mean, people came from Los Angeles on the steamers on a daily basis. They knew something was going to be going on in this building because it was there for their pleasure. And most everything was free at the time.
He's playing my favorite song there, Michelle. We got a historic organ in the theater, which is, I guess this has always been here as well.
Yeah, it has always been here. It was actually ordered a year prior to the building open. This is a theater organ, and it takes that long to build them. It's from Lima, Ohio, and it's a Page organ.
Wow, boy, it has a good sound to it, but there's more, and I'm going to cue it right now. Curtain down! There it comes. Come on over here, Michelle. Let's talk about this curtain. This is a beautiful curtain right here.
It is gorgeous. It's actually supposed to depict Mr. Wrigley's trek westward from Chicago. It's very fanciful, of course, and very Art Deco.
Facing west.
He is facing
That
west.
isn't Mr. Wrigley up there.
The figure is.
I've never seen him look like that before. But-
And it is done in 14-karat gold threads, and it's quite exquisite. We don't have it down that often. It's very heavy. So this is a very special treat to be able to see it.
You know what's a real special treat is just to be here in this theater, because it really, you're just overwhelmed at the size and the beauty and the way you feel when you're in here.
It's quite imposing, and it's the way theater going used to be, and it hasn't been maintained in very many spots anymore, so it's very unique.
But it's the way people in Catalina, Catalina, go to see your movies.
We're very spoiled.
This is your local
This is
movie
our local theater. Yeah.
Lots of stairs. You ever counted the stairs in this building?
I have. I think there's 87. I used to have an exercise class up in the ballroom.
You're
and I
kidding.
felt I'd had my workout by the time I got to it.
Now, I love this. Look at this sign right here. Exit to ocean.
Oh, we're going to be going the other direction.
We're not going to the ocean.
We are. That's where we came
More
from.
stairs. Goodness gracious. And what level are we going up to?
We're actually going to the second level of the mezzanines. We have one more to go, and then the ballroom after that.
From the stairs to a ramp.
Well, the ramps were Mr. Wrigley's idea, and he copied that from his Wrigley Field in Chicago.
You're kidding.
No, that was the philosophy.
These are copied after ramps at Wrigley Field.
They are, because elevator technology really didn't exist when this building was built.
All right, here's the music. This is what we're here for. Oh my gosh, and this is the big enchilada. As beautiful as the movie theater was,
Isn't it gorgeous?
I have a feeling this is what the casino was really all about.
This is what attracted all the thousands of kids that would come here to dance to the big bands. This was the main attraction because you had all of your top bands. Benny Goodman introduced swing to the West Coast on that stage.
On this stage,
On
in this
stage.
ballroom.
And tonight we're celebrating the 80th birthday. So this is the sound check. This is the band we're going to have tonight, a tribute to the Beach Boys.
Now, people would literally come over here on the big steamers.
They would dance. They would have a band on board the boat. They would dance all the way across, come up to the ballroom, dance 4 or 5 hours, go back on the steamer that night, dancing all the way back, have breakfast, and go to work.
Now, is this the original? I'm sure it is.
Everything's
All of
original.
This
It
is
is.
beautiful here in the center.
It's exquisite. It's got a beautiful way of changing colors. There's a panel that you can change the color of the lighting. It goes from pink and red into the blues and the goldens. And it would kind of change color with the tone of the music, whatever was playing.
Now they're playing, this is going to be a tribute to the Beach Boys.
Yeah, it's going to be
They
fun.
weren't playing Beach Boys music back
No,
then.
But that's what's so fun about this building. It's a living building that continues to entertain people
Let's
no matter
walk out
what.
on the dance floor, because this is still a functioning, this is not, you know, I think that's what's impressed me the most about this building. This is not just a museum. This is not just a piece of architecture. This is a living, breathing, functioning building. You still have dances here.
It's got an active life, and I think that's why we refer to the birthday. We consider it an individual that has life. It's not an anniversary, it's the birthday party.
Wow, look at this. Is this original floor?
It's all original floor. There's about 7 different layers to the floor, one of the layers being cork. So you just feel like Fred and Ginger on this dance floor. It's terrific.
Wow. Come over here, Stacy, and talk to me a little bit about this. She's excited about it. As a historian, how excited do you get by all of this?
You know, I've lived on the island for 18 years, and I never get tired of coming up here. It's always just inspiring to be up here for any occasion.
And even though we're listening to Beach Boys music, which kind of is in the present, it's impossible to be standing here and not kind of feel the aura and the vibes from what it must have been like in the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s.
Yeah, in 70s and 80s. I mean, there's been music and entertainment and concerts here for 80 years.
Wow. I just love this room.
It's beautiful. Kay Kaiser, we think, has the record for the amount of dancers on the dance floor. 6,000, over 6,000
Wait a
kids.
minute, there were 6,000 dancers dancing on this.
That's right, and above these beautiful lights, there's a fan system that trades out the air in this room in 4 minutes.
So it's never hot and stuffy in
No,
here.
think of the energy that was going on. You needed to have that air flowing, plus you have all the beautiful French doors that open straight out to the ocean.
Wow, you know, there are just
very
not
special.
many rooms like this anywhere in the world.
I don't think there are any. This is the world's largest unencumbered ballroom in the sense that it's cantilever design, so it doesn't have any supporting pillars. So that's why you have this beautiful, vast expanse of dance floor and room. Wow. You're pretty.
Well, it must have made an impression when it opened in
Oh, it
1929.
did. It did.
But you know what? 80 years later,
We can still appreciate
it
it.
still makes an
It
impression.
does.
Shut it off, buddy, now shut you down.
We have left the ballroom, and of course we're heading down another one of those Wrigley Field ramps. The signage is the only way I know where I am. I have no idea what this is. It says Marine Bar.
This is the Marine Bar. It used to be upstairs, and when the building was built, it was Prohibition, and it was a soda fountain. And then after World War II, the bar moved, the decor moved down into this room, and it became a cocktail spot that we set up when we have large events.
So wait a minute. I'm just now beginning to realize that when this place was built in 1929, we were in Prohibition.
That's right.
So there was no drinking
Now,
here?
even after Prohibition, alcohol was not allowed until the late 1940s.
So you're telling me there was no drinking of alcoholic beverages in the casino until the late 40s?
Not officially. We did hear about the musicians and their leaking suitcases, and flasks were very popular at the time.
I bet they were. And this is beautiful now. The Marine Bar, it used to be up in the ballroom. Now it's
did.
down here, and it's a functioning bar now when you have
Yes.
big parties and things?
Especially if there's a lot of music in the ballroom, it's fun to come down here and have a quieter cocktail and kind of people watch. The restrooms are on this level, and there's a lot of coming and going.
And in the early days, you could go to the Marine Bar and have a soft drink.
You could.
Or a
You could.
lemonade.
Or a big soda. Chocolate sundae. It was a full fountain bar.
A soda where you would take your flask from your pocket
You could.
and spice it up just a little
You had to
bit.
be subtle. There were chaperones around.
There are more rooms in this building. Have you ever counted up?
I have not. I'm not sure how many.
They're everywhere.
They really are.
Now, where are we now?
We are actually in rooms that were used as meeting rooms. We've recently turned them into more green rooms because it's more convenient to the stage. So the band is using this tonight.
Now,
We
what
set
do
up
you
meals.
mean, meeting rooms?
Well, they used to have church services here. There weren't that many buildings in town, so different denominations of churches
You're
have
kidding.
held their services
and
out
community
here.
meetings in here?
Community meetings during World War II, they were used as classrooms because we were a major training base for merchant marines.
So this, from the very beginning, the casino was kind of an all-purpose building.
It was. It met a lot of needs, just not the entertainment, but different needs of the community as well.
Well, we're standing right over here now because look at this, right up on the wall. Lyrics to Avalon, written by Al Jolson, Vincent Rose, and Billy DeSilva. This is probably the most famous song
It is.
written about
It is.
Avalon.
This is our classic theme song.
Private, no access. Please be quiet. Movie in progress. Now, this is where we get to the secret, behind the scenes, never before ever seen by any human on the face of the earth part of your casino tour.
It's definitely our biggest secret.
All right, let's go in. I'm following you into the
Secret viewing room.
private viewing room for who? The Wrigleys?
The Wrigleys had it built thinking that they would be watching the movies from up here and being able to entertain some special guests.
Now, what would they do? Oh, look at this.
This is the view window where they'd set up chairs in front and watch the movies.
So they would literally sit up here in chairs and look down at the theater. Look at this. And John's still down there playing. He likes to play that theater organ. What an amazing view. And this wasn't used very long by the Wrigleys, was it?
It wasn't. Mr. Wrigley liked to be a part of the experience of his visitors, so he wanted to move downstairs and watch the movie from the main theater.
So the Wrigleys, instead of using the private viewing room, went downstairs and sat with the people, with the masses.
They did. That was what they liked to do. That's what they enjoyed.
And what happened to the room then?
Well, it pretty much sat empty for a long time, and it was used for storage and other things where very, very few people got to see it until we restored it.
Brought it back,
We
and
did.
now it's part of the tour, and I'm
It
looking
is.
over your shoulder here at something. Is this historic? The Wrigleys, did the Wrigleys have this put in?
They did not. That's not original. It does date back quite a ways, though, probably during Prohibition.
So it was put in after the Wrigleys
It
quit
was.
using this. This is another one of those wet bars here on Catalina Island where people came to get their soft drinks and lemonade.
They might have served lemonade. You never know.
The tour continues from the private viewing room to the
Projection rooms.
projection rooms, and here to greet us is Mr. Projection Room himself. Your name, sir?
Mark Tasca.
I love this room.
They're pretty cool.
I
It's pretty
love
cool.
this equipment. Is this original to
No.
the casino?
No, actually, these were installed in 1939 new, and in 1929 they installed 3 simplexes, and then I don't know what happened, but they went to the Brinkards, which are probably a better projector.
So they modernized in 39.
Yes,
And these things still work?
very much so.
Now, this isn't what you show movies on every night here.
No, we have the platter system over here.
This one.
Right.
Now, what this doesn't look nearly as interesting
Oh no.
or historic or as
No.
much fun as
Then
this.
This. Would you like a demonstration?
You can turn that thing on.
Oh yes.
Turn it on.
Okay.
Oh boy, it hums and makes a noise.
That's what it does.
Wow. You got one here, you got one here, you got another beautiful old control panel like we saw down backstage. And
Exactly.
this for you must be, I mean, not many projectionists get to work in an environment like this anymore.
As
do
much
they?
as it can be trying, it is a treat.
What do you mean as much as it?
Oh, you know, it's when you're 85, 90 years old, you kind of give out in places. So, you know, we baby it all the time.
But this still works. And
Oh, yeah.
Stacy, this is your baby right here because it works for a very good cause every year.
It does. We've been putting on a silent film benefit for 22 years. And every May we feature wonderful classic silent film. And Mark and some of the other guys are up here running these very old projectors. And we're showing these great old movies.
And all the proceeds benefit
and then the museum.
Catalina Museum.
Exactly, yeah.
And this is a great part of the tour because how many people get to see?
Pretty much the projectionist. That's it. So this is quite a treat.
Yeah.
To be
and
able to come back
The
and see
tour
this.
actually comes through here
We do.
and you see
we,
all of
we
this.
walk through this and explain the usage of all this different equipment, and
Wow.
people can ask questions. And
And
very
because it's a
fun.
tour, you have to be on your best behavior.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we're on the,
balcony.
boy, you don't have fancy names around here. It's the casino and it's the casino balcony.
Balcony off the ballroom, yeah.
Now this runs all the way, almost 360,
It does.
around the ballroom, and look at this. We're getting this beautiful postcard quality view of Avalon, of the city. So let's go back in time. Actually, we don't have to go far back in time to when people would come out of the ballroom. It'd be kind of hot in there. There'd be music going on in there, but they could come out here at night and see the twinkling lights of the city off in the
It's a
distance.
very romantic view. They say it's the best one without the casino being in it.
So all the best views on Catalina are either looking
Usually
toward the
include the
casino
casino.
or looking away from the casino.
Exactly.
Wow, what an interesting idea. And was this part of the, I mean, obviously it was part of the original plan, but it had a purpose from the very beginning.
It did. It has the purpose of the cantilever design, and this is what holds the building in place in the sense of the unobstructed ballroom. That
So
holds down.
structurally, there was a reason
Very
for
important
this.
part to it, yes.
But aesthetically,
It's glorious,
it's
isn't
just
it?
beautiful.
And
Do
romantic.
people really take advantage of this here on the island?
Oh, absolutely. Anytime I've been up here for a concert or a dance, there's always a group of people out here just enjoying it and having a little private moment with their person. It's
Yeah,
great.
and you know, people travel all over the world. It's overcast today, but look, this is your $1 million view looking out here from the casino to the city of Avalon. We got music. Look down here, Cameron. There's a bar with some music going down here. Everybody's having a good time in and around the casino here on Catalina Island. Okay, we are ending the tour here in front of the casino. This is where tours usually start. This is where we're ending our tour.
Ending at the grand entrance.
And you know what? This has been so exciting because for years, the Island Company has been offering tours of the casino, right?
Right. It's more the body and the bones of the building.
Now, wait a minute. You call the tour the Body and Bones Tour, which is great because there's a lot of body
Yeah.
and a
there
lot
is.
of good bones here, right, Stacy? I mean, you got these beautiful Catalina tiles, you've got the murals, you've got a lot of beautiful architecture here.
Oh, absolutely, and very unique architecture.
All right, so for years, people have been taking the Body and Bones Tour.
Right.
Today, we took the
Heart and soul of the building.
heart and soul.
I think so.
And really, that's what this is, isn't it? Because you really begin to see, like you said, kind of the behind-the-scenes secret part of the building that gave it so much of its life.
It's true. It's the people that brought in the stories and made the history with all that wonderful entertainment that continues today. So it's very exciting.
This tour really brings everything to life, and it's brought quiet, private places of the building to life, too. It's just wonderful to see.
Yeah, well, it's all been brought back. Congratulations
Thank
to the
you.
Island Company for doing it. People can come to Catalina Island and take the exact tour we took today.
certainly can.
You can either take the Body and Bones tour, which is interesting in its own right, or you can take the Body and Bones and the Heart and the Soul tour.
That's right. That's right.
All of it is right here for everybody to enjoy. Right here on Catalina Island in Avalon, this wonderful grand old casino built in 1929 and still going strong and still very much a part of California's gold. Well, hello everybody, I'm Huell Hauser, and I sure hope you enjoyed our day on beautiful Catalina Island as we toured their world-famous casino, which is definitely worth a visit. Now, if you'd like to go on this adventure again or share it with family or friends, it's available on DVD. All you have to do is call 1-800-266-5727, and we'll be glad to send it to you right away.